One of my most favorite things about Christmas is giving presents. So we are going to do some present nails today. And I'm going to show you how you can take that huge image and bust it up and turn it into little tiny cute images for smaller fingernails. The first color we're going to use is Shine Annie from Sinful Colors and Straight Up Black. Now, it's going to look like we're doing a reverse stamp, but I am actually going to show you how to make a decal. I think I've done this a couple times on the channel, but I don't do it very often. It's not one of my favorite techniques, but in situations like this where you have a big image and you need it for smaller nails, it's really good for that. So we're going to go ahead and set it up like a reverse stamp. And we're going to grab the colors Frozen. We're going to grab the next color is Gold Rush, and Frozen's a very pretty pearlescent white. I love it in winter. It's great for snowflakes and all that stuff. Gold Rush is beautiful as well, and Poison is quickly becoming one of my favorite greens from Maniology. So we're going to drop it on the little rose quartz stone that came in the, I think, April Mani by Me box. So if you don't have anything like that, it's cute. You know, I kind of fussed about it a little at the time because I live close to a town where I can go get whatever gems I want super cheap. So, super cute though. And I have found over time it's very helpful, and I actually really enjoy having it. It keeps me from having to dig a mat out every time I need to do stuff like this. So we're just going to go through slowly. And this is what I was talking about in my video from yesterday. Layered stamping versus this. See, I can take this image and just go through and paint everything I want gold, and then go through and paint everything I want white, and go through and paint everything I want green, and it's done. Whereas when you layer stamp, you have to stamp the base image, or stamp, you know, the base color, stamp the highlight colors, then stamp the designs on the outside. It's not that it's harder per se, it's just I find this one a little bit easier, believe it or not. So we're going to use this palette of the white, green, and gold. And I didn't realize this when I made that middle stamp that I just painted, that it looks like a die, like dice now, because I painted it white and it had the little 5 black polka dots on it. So we're going to call that one the Yahtzee present. Do keep in mind on this, you do need to kind of tap and definitely float the polish, but you want to keep it thin as you can, but with coverage. See, Yahtzee! And that way you don't accidentally pop it. And here's how you make the decal. You're going to just take a layer of quick dry nail polish, keep it as thin as you can, but completely cover the image. Sometimes it's better if you do this on an older stamper, or something that's sticky. Make sure it's a sticky stamper. If it's a super thin, smooth stamper, it can get holes in the middle of it, kind of like Swiss cheese, and you don't want that to happen. Excuse me. You also need to make sure that you still paint around the edges so that you will have something to lift it up with when it's dry. And so I'm going to set that off to the side and let that dry for about 10 minutes while I paint, you know, a double coat on here and then do a quick dry top coat. So 10 to 15 minutes of dry time, and it's pretty much ready to go. Now this color Shine Annie from Sinful Colors, I believe it is one of their dye-based colors, so it's very similar to a jelly in texture. It does take 2 coats, but you can definitely get full coverage in 2 coats, and it has some beautiful shimmers running through it, almost like a little bit of a fuchsia and some gold, so it's very reflective, very shiny. I really like this one a lot. And the only thing is it can be a little bit runny, so you have to be careful with that. Now, I recommend you peel this off with tweezers. You need to be very careful. Do not use sharp tweezers because you can poke a hole in your stamper. And then just kind of gently lift it away. It will come off. You don't really have to tug hard. You just have to tug carefully so you don't tear it. And if you do this when it's completely dry, it's very easy to go through and pick it back up and do what I'm going to do, which is trim these into little stickers. So when you make a decal, you can always go through and cut parts off, keep parts that you want. When you peel it up, the top coat will look cloudy. I saw somebody ask about this on Maniology the other day. It's okay if it's cloudy. When you put your top coat on, it will make it go clear again. It's kind of like, you know, if you buff a nail and it looks cloudy, but then you put top coat on and it looks great. Same kind of concept. So you need to take the Yahtzee present and stick it down. And then I'm just going to lightly press them into place right now so that I'll have an idea of where I want them on my finger. And the presents that I'm going to use on my thumb, this one and the tall one were actually already attached. So if you're going to try this, leave them attached. Because it doesn't look right without it. It kind of cuts an edge off of the tall present. So leave them attached if you can, and just kind of trim around it. And you'll see when I go ahead and place this down that some of that extra is sticking up. So I'm going to go through and trim it off. And I did end up having to do that 2 or 3 times to get it to lay flat. That one had started to curl a little bit. And I'm going to show you the technique that I use to fix that so it doesn't stay curled, but that one just kept curling and kept curling. If that happens, just cut it off, no big deal. And this is a good time that, you know, like the actual sticky base coat that I say you don't ever have to have, it would be helpful for situations like this. Or you can use a super, super, super thin layer of top coat. You don't want to do it too thick. It can cause problems where the stamps will kind of lift up, that kind of stuff. Not stamps, but the decals. So you just kind of want to press them, hold them into place, put them wherever you want them. This is a great time to put any other notions, excuse me, garnishments, things like that you want to put on your nails. It's a great time to do it before you put the final top coat on, is after you have these all pressed down. Now, again, you can see that some of them still look cloudy and some are kind of curled up. When this happens, you can take just another finger or a thumb, make sure the polish underneath is dry. Don't do this on wet nails. And you're just going to hold your finger there for a few seconds. I'm showing this to you in real time so you can see most of that cloudiness disappeared. I'm going to go ahead and put the top coat on now. And that should keep it all sealed in, so it shouldn't pop up, and it will make that definitely go away. Now, if you put a coat underneath it, like a sticky base coat or a thin layer of top coat, you probably won't see that clear anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have those items, you can do this. You just have to hold it down. The heat from your body will warm it up enough to kind of bend it in place. Now, if you let these dry for an hour or 2 hours or overnight, they're going to get more and more brittle the longer they sit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still having some sickness issues. I feel much better, though. Much better today. I can actually breathe today. So, after you've done all that, you can put one layer of top coat on. On that finger, because the one kept curling up, I did end up having to do 2 coats. And if, you know, you can feel it or it leaves any texture, just put another layer of top coat on it, and it should be fine. So, you know, it's kind of a quick and easy way to take a huge stamp like this one and break it up so that you can use it on small nails. You know, nail art does not just have to be on long nails. Don't get me wrong, I love long nails, I love short nails, I just love nails. So I want to show everybody how you can do this and have a great time with it and play with your tools, no matter if your nails are broken or if they're long, whatever you want. You can have a good time with them. So let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you've tried this technique and if you like it. It's honestly not one of my favorite techniques, but it does come in handy sometimes, so it's good to have in your arsenal. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see anything else. I still have some stuff coming for you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.